What's going on, guys? So today on this SHOKY Quickie, we're continuing down the Eaglemoss road of Star Trek ships. And it is another one. And it's another Enterprise as well. Man, is that print that blurry? No, I guess not. I think it's actually my camera. And it is the USS Enterprise, NCC-1701. And this is the one from 2256 and or Star Trek Discovery. So one thing that's really neat about Discovery is it takes place before the original series. So this is an Enterprise that predates the one we all know and love from the original series. And I think that's pretty dang cool. And the first time I ever saw this was actually in the Star Trek, not Star Trek Online, but the other mobile game they have. And I got this one and I was like, that is a sexy, sexy ship. And of course this was captained by Christopher Pike, who is a badass. By all means, find a way to watch Star Trek Discovery if you have not. I literally just finished the series this morning. It was actually really, really awesome. Star Trek on that side, and then you got all of the things except for Discovery, so they've got to redo this and fit Discovery in there. This thing is like having a hard time focusing on the text in there. And of course, it is just contained with foam. No big deal. And once again, XL version, because why buy the small ones? And then you also get the magazine, which is pretty cool. Yeah, NCC-1701 special issue. Constitution class, launched 2249, length 442.06 meters. Captain Christopher Pike. And then it shows you how to mount it on stand. That's weird how it's showing. Maybe it's like, hey, you shouldn't do it this way, but then that's the way you're supposed to do it. Okay, and so more things like that. You got the specs. Constitution, it was constructed in San Francisco, not Iowa. 2245, Christopher Pike has phasers and photon torpedoes. You do have some nice shots there, close-up stuff going on. And then nice image there of it floating about Earth. You get all the stuff about the ship. Look at that. That's cool. Alright, so here's some nice sketches and drawings going from the original, trying to figure out how they're going to make it. You got different Enterprise variations, which is irony, because they're like variation A, variation B, just different things at different heights. And that's the one that they originally came up with, obviously. And this is how they wanted to mess with it. And then, of course, you do eventually get to the one from Discovery, which is basically this one. Then how they modeled it, kind of, down here. Can't really see, it's all washed out. There we go. And then actual CG modeling of it, which is neat. So one thing about it is this shows with straight pylons, but eventually it did actually have swept back pylon to a degree. It's not crazy. And I guess they went with this one where it actually was bare metal, as like I'm seeing over here, versus painted look. It's pretty neat. And you got the nacelles, you got the shuttle bay, which is just like really hanging out the back end there. Oh, you got all kinds of crazy stuff here. That's pretty cool. Yeah. The torpedo launcher. I just like all the designs. You know, you got the impulse engines, other things like that, and the bridge, the back of the nacelles, torpedo launcher, shield deflectors, aft docking sensor arrays. That's all cool. The real question is, where is the turbo lift located in relation to the body? So I guess it's not really swept back, but they did change it up. So this is straight, whereas the final one looks like that. It is a really cool ship in the series. So let's go ahead and bring her out here. All right, here's the old bird. And let's do a little turntable time here. So, while it didn't play a huge role in the series, it did have some important moments. It was mostly about Captain Pike coming in. But one thing I really dug about this is the modified nacelles, the bigger kind of swept back pylons. And then I love the fact they still have the original kind of deflector dish in a very literal sense hanging out the front. It's very cool. Now, I did notice that this one does have at least one paint error, so that kind of sucks. But I guess it is what it is. But this has that super classic Constitution class line, and you know, so many of the larger ships from Starfleet were basically designed this way. You know, big old two pylons headed out the back, big old saucer section, and then the main engineering body, and then a big old neck. And of course, at some point, they did design the neck to be a little too thin, and that, you know, didn't do too good for Kirk and the boys. So, spoilers, I do have the original series one on order, so that will be coming sometime soon, so we can compare it to its prior version. So this is canon, technically speaking, to that timeline. That's the great thing about Discovery. That is technically taking place in the Prime timeline. Seriously, go watch it if you're a Star Trek fan. If you have not, if you have a VPN, it is available on the UK Netflix. So let's take a closer look at this old girl. Alright, so right off the bat, of course, you do have the stand, which clips on over the saucer section. You do not attach it back here. Do not. I guess you can. Maybe you can. You can. I don't think you're supposed to, though, because those are plastic, I believe. So you don't want to do that. All the weight is definitely up in the saucer section. For that is a lot of die-cast metal going on in and around that guy. I'm going to darken this just a little bit. That's the other direction. There we go. So you can see also they did a lot of Aztecing on this, which is varying degrees of good, and then some kind of big old smudges happened there by accident, so that sucks. Oh, and then, yeah, I see what happened here. That's bad. That's real bad. I didn't even notice that. I might have to reach out to, oh, this is actually the numbers. They got all fucked up, so it looks like they tried it and then did it again. So I might reach out to Eaglemoss and see if I can return this for a better one. Or maybe even BBTS, see if I can get one. Just doesn't look that good paint-wise. Like, all this is kind of sloppy. Like, yeah, it looks like most of it was not applied properly. Or double time. It looks like it went double time through the machine. Yeah, I'm going to reach out to BBTS and see, because that is not right. I didn't realize that's what was going on there until I got it in these bright lights. That's the letters, and I saw Enterprise right there. So, leaving that aside, but that would also explain why it looks so muddy. But you do get the windows on there. You do get the kind of Starfleet thingy going down the side there. And you get the copper deflector dish, which is pretty cool. In and of itself, you do get the clear blue here on the nacelles. And clear orange up front. This nacelle does seem to be kind of splitting. The nacelles are plastic. I think actually the pylons are, yeah, those are die cast. Just a little rough. And then oh, it's painted. Okay, so the clear blue proceeds through there, but then it's painted to show the holes. That's kind of crappy. I still like it, but yeah, definitely got to hit them up because the paint job on this thing is horrendous. Then the shuttle bay there, and then I guess this is meant to be like how traffic goes in and out. Or maybe it's supposed to be lights, I'm not sure. So I still like the design of the ship. This one is just painted badly. Ugh, yeah, that sucks. Like I said, I'll take pictures of it, send it in, see if I can get one either from Eaglemoss or BBTS, because there's like weird gaps in the paint, like here and there, and then it's just smeared and smudged all over the place otherwise. But design of the ship, I'm just happy with. I think it's neat in and of itself. So let's bring her down, put it back on the stand as such, and yeah, it just looks good. But let's go ahead and bring in the previous Enterprise. So the Enterprise, as it were. I need more lights back here, so I'm going to have to redo my lighting setup again. So of course my lights died right as I was talking about that. So new Enterprise, older Enterprise. Like I said, you get a size class. You don't get a scale. Because obviously this guy's tiny compared to that. Like this would fit this area. You know, this is the bridge. This whole little area is right there is the bridge. The dome is the bridge on that guy. So big scale difference. Obviously, that thing is like, what was it, 400 some odd meters long? Whatever it said on the magazine, where this guy, much shorter. But, you know, as it goes, it's still an Enterprise. And I guess just for, there it is. So very different with the kind of metal look versus the painted look of the obvious there. But I'm going to contact BBTS, see if they can help me. If they can't, then I'll contact Eaglemoss directly. But it's a shame that I realized that the paint is so messed up on it. The Aztecing is like double what it should be, not to mention the actual Enterprise livery is really jacked up. But, I mean, I like the ship as it goes. I do kind of wish that it... I do kind of wish that these versions had lights in them. I don't know that there's any good way for Eaglemoss to pull that off. So I'm trying to get a good shot of it. It's one of those weird things where, like, I always want to get the Enterprise kind of at this angle. But there's no good way to do that without holding it at that angle. But one thing that's neat about it is they always keep these things at an angle, as it were. I'm just going to say angle a lot. I should lower this light back down. I raised it up, now I feel like I should lower it back down. There we go. That's pretty good. Yeah. That'll be a good shot. Alright guys, so thumbs up if you like it. Definitely going to take this dirty boy back to a degree. Send it back, however that's going to work out. But I will catch you guys on the next one. Make sure you check out the previous Enterprise review if you did not. And I still got one more coming up that's not an Enterprise, but definitely from this same series. And I'll see you guys on that one. Remember, as always, keep on nerding and keep boldly going.